If you're a Pirates of the Caribbean fan, this video is for you. Today I'm going over the hidden backstory that makes Captain Jack Sparrow a much more interesting character. Hi there, friends and family members. Welcome to the Fangirl with me, Megan the Fangirl, and I'm here to take you on a journey through another character case study. This time I'm breaking down Captain Jack Sparrow, who is one of the few successful characters from a film based on a Disney parks ride. No, really, with how big the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise has been, it's crazy to think it all started because Disney made a ride with quirky animatronics. And you know, other Disney parks-based movies like The Haunted Mansion or Tomorrowland, they were pretty big box office flops. So yeah, pirates. Let's be honest though, this series only thrived because of Jack Sparrow, the ever-drunk pirate who owns land and sea like a rock star. But what makes Jack Sparrow tick? He has a compass that'll lead him to his heart's desire, but very few other positive connections to other human beings, which doesn't paint Jack in a pretty light. On the surface, Jack Sparrow is greedy and often heartless, betting a different woman in each port, then taking off, never to see them again if he can help it. Honestly, I'd love to see a new movie where Jack Sparrow gets paired off with the remodeled redhead, who, if you don't know all the park stuff, started off as this animatronic figure who was being auctioned off like property, but now she's a fellow kick-butt pirate plundering and pillaging with the rest of them. Come on, Jerry Bruckheimer, make this fanfiction Pirates of the Caribbean 6. But, for all intents and purposes, Jack Sparrow is a confirmed bachelor with no desire to fall in love, settle down, or even have some close friends in his life. So why is that? Well, while rewatching the series on my oh-so-old DVDs, I noticed a deleted scene that really deserves our attention. Now, do take this with a grain of salt because a deleted scene technically isn't canon, but the fact that it was filmed and then cut from the movie without a different sub-story replacing it, that probably tells us that it was replaced for timing reasons because all the pirate movies are so long, and not due to the fact that the director wanted to fully abandon that piece of information. So, in this case, I see this scene like a buried treasure waiting to be uncovered. So to get to it, in Pirates of the Caribbean 3, what was that one, Dead Man's Chest? At World's End? It's a two-part movie, so the titles blur together for me. But there's a scene where Sparrow and the chairman of the East India Trading Company, Beckett, are making a deal. The deleted part of the scene is really brief, but Beckett says that they had a deal before, that Jack had agreed to deliver cargo on Beckett's behalf, and instead Jack chose to liberate it. Jack responds to this by saying, "People aren't cargo."
Remarkable. The last I saw of that ship, she was on fire, a blackened hulk sinking beneath the waves. We had a deal, Jack. I contracted you to deliver cargo on my behalf. You chose to liberate it.
People aren't cargo, mate.
And you incurred a heavy debt to raise her up again, didn't you?
Now, in case you don't know, the East India Trading Company is a parody of the East India Company, which was heavily engaged in the slave trade, primarily taking people from Africa. So it's not hard to connect the dots that Jack Sparrow used to be the captain of a normal trade ship. If I had to guess, I'd say that Jack was going from the UK to Jamaica regularly. Sure, the EITC could have transported the goods themselves, but it would be much cheaper to contract a third party to take certain cargo from here to there, rather than taking other EITC ships off their normal trade routes. And there's more to support this idea, but I'll circle back to that in a minute. Now, the big problem with Jack's contract was that the cargo turned out to be people, so Jack, being progressively ahead of his time, let those people go, which in turn, by law, would have made him a criminal. So Jack wasn't a lifelong pirate, but in the eyes of the law, he released people that were considered property. So to let them go was to steal that property. And let's not forget that the UK had debtors' prisons, so the government took crimes like this very seriously. That would have caused Jack Sparrow to not only be an outlaw, but to be unable to return back to the UK because he was a fugitive. So that'll force Jack into this semi-permanent life at sea, drinking non-stop to try and dull the mental pain. And he's just a guy trying to make the best of a situation he kind of feels like he put himself in. That same deleted scene kind of confirms that Jack was a third-party contractor ship. Beckett mentions the last time he saw the Black Pearl, it was on fire and sinking into the harbor.
Remarkable. The last I saw of that ship, she was on fire. A blackened hulk sinking beneath the waves.
Meaning the ship was put under attack while Beckett was watching. So sinking the Black Pearl was a retaliation, and it was justified because Jack Sparrow was a criminal. Now that part is significant because if Jack had just been an employee of the East India Trading Company, there's no way the Black Pearl would have ever been attacked. Instead, Jack would have been immediately apprehended by another crew member who ambitiously wanted to rise in ranks. And then the Black Pearl would have been given to a new captain while Jack was sent to hang. So setting the Black Pearl on fire is a very telling part of this hidden story, and it suggests that Jack Sparrow was never meant to be a pirate, and really only became one due to corporate greed and corruption. In all honesty, this deleted scene makes Jack a truly tragic character. He's living the consequences of being a failed hero. Well, I guess failed is subjective, since the freed people probably think very highly of Jack, but from Jack's perspective, it's more like no good deed goes unpunished, and he essentially had to sacrifice his life and livelihood to do the right thing. With all that context in mind, it really transforms the character of Jack Sparrow. He's no longer this careless, heartless, unfeeling drunkard. Now he's suddenly this man with great pain and maybe great regrets. He's just drinking and doing stupid stuff, hoping that his thoughts don't catch up with him and haunt him. Jack can't feel, he can't process the road to his pirate life, because if he does, he has to start questioning whether or not he made a bad choice. And he knows he didn't on the surface, but inside of him, I think he's desperately trying to drown that shred of doubt. He doesn't want to hear that voice with the what if, where maybe he had this beautiful career and a lovely wife and a family and, you know, some kind of happiness instead of always being this wanted felon on the run. So Jack has to try to make everyone hate him because not only does pity make him feel worse, but the truth of his circumstances are just too much for him to handle. So being hated helps to keep him sane, and it also helps keep him at a safe distance from ever wanting to relate to another person. Since, you know, last time he really connected with people, he set them free and turned his whole life on its head. Captain Jack is so much deeper than we ever thought. I might be overthinking it, but that's literally my job. Hey, I don't really have a lot of piratey derps. Don't really know any piratey songs either. So I was going to tell you about this hair color stuff that I did. It's another splat, another Descendants 3 promotional product that I got from VidCon as a samplet, I think. I don't think this is a full-size bottle, but I don't know. The color is Boulder Blue. It is after Eevee, which I still haven't watched it as of filming this, but I plan to as soon as Disney Plus drops. Oh, these gnats are everywhere. They're making me crazy. They need to die off already. Ugh, it's so gross. You buy one bag of oranges from Sam's Club and then you spend the whole summer just... Oh gosh, why not derps? Why not? Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. That's all I know. Yep. You thought you were going to get a good derps, but I tricked you. All right, hair color, bad song, check. And before you get in the comments and say, this was pointless and irrelevant, that's because this is the vlog portion of the video. We have the content of the video, and then there's a little bit extra at the end of most of the videos just to kind of hang out. I've really wanted to make a presence for myself as the person, the fangirl, not the host, the fangirl. I want to be my own individual. Anyways, guys, that's really all I have. Unless you want to see my desk toys, which are, you know, nothing crazy. Stranger Things plushies. Target exclusive Disney princess figures. I think these were McDonald Ben 10 guys. I know they're Ben 10, but I'm just not sure on the McDonald's part. And I believe this was a Burger King Batman Beyond figure from the year 2000. Yes, copyright 2000. I have boxes and boxes of stuff like this. Oh, and my little Johnny plushie here, he was copyright 2006 from McDonald's, so he was a McDonald's toy at one time. Isn't he adorable? I love him. A little bit of lipstick there, Johnny, but that's okay. I think that's really it this time. We'll see you next time, guys. I hope you had fun with this video. I thought it was pretty neat. Couldn't figure out how to keep my fingers there for a minute. Ugh. But there's a scene where... But Beckett says that they had a deal before. But Ugh! Well, family members, we're almost done, but I want to invite you to hang out with me in some other places. I'm on Twitter and Instagram as my own personal self, and I have a Facebook page too, but I mostly just post photos over there. And sometimes people say, "Hey McGann, I want to mail you something. How do I do that?" Easy. Just click the About tab on my channel page, and my most current P.O. Box info will be right there. I also run another channel, The Family. It's really a hodgepodge channel where we might post anything. Oh yeah, and I also sell shirts and stickers and stuff with the Family and the Fangirl logos. If that is your cup of tea, I have a link in every description of every video. Finally, if you want to help out the Fangirl channel and make sure I'm putting out video essays for years to come, the best way you can help is by subscribing and watching more of my videos, whether they're new, old, whatever. Maybe even share one or two on social media, help spread the word. People who watch to the end of videos like you helps to tell the site, hey, this is a good video, we should recommend it to other people. So if you made it this far, leave me a comment of something like, hey, I made it to the end. Love ya. See you next time, family members.